Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The next theorem that we are going to do is theorem 13.1.3. This is the statement of the theorem, but before going into the description of this theorem, we have to recall another theorem, theorem 13.1.2, which is converse of the first theorem in this chapter, and we will going to use this statement in the proof of this theorem. So we need to understand the statement first. And what's the statement? It's a statement that the statement is that the side opposite to greater angle is always longer than the side opposite to the smaller angle. So if you have a triangle and you are given two angles A, B, C, okay, and suppose it is given that angle B is greater than measurement of angle B is greater than measurement of angle C, okay. If this angle is greater than this one, okay, then the side opposite to this angle, the greater angle, which is AC, measurement of AC will also be greater than measurement of AB, okay. So this is the statement of this theorem that we are going to use in our current theorem. I am going to prove this, but we have to use the statement in the proof of that theorem. Therefore, we have to understand this, okay. What does it state? That if you have two unequal angles, okay, if angle B is greater than angle C, then the side opposite to this angle, the greater angle, will be longer than the side which is opposite to the shorter and the smaller angle, okay. So this angle is greater than this angle, so the side which is opposite to the greater angle will also be longer than the side which is opposite to the smaller angle, okay. So AB will be smaller because it is facing the smaller angle. This side will be shorter because it is facing the smaller angle, and this AC will be greater, will be longer than this side because it is facing the greater angle. So greater angle, longer side, smaller angle, shorter side. This is a statement that we are going to use in our proof. Now let's come to the statement of the current theorem that we are about to prove. Okay, the statement is that the sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle, okay, the sum of the lengths of any two sides, okay, sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than length of the third side, okay. We are talking about the lengths of the all three sides of a triangle. Suppose that if you have a triangle ABC, okay, then according to this statement, the sum of any two sides, for example, if you take measurement of angle B and measurement of angle AB and measurement of angle AC. If you take the sum of these two sides, sum means the addition, the answer that we get after addition of two sides. Now if you take the sum of these two sides, it means we are adding these two sides, measurement of AB plus AC, okay, AB plus AC, the sum of these two sides will be greater than the third side, measurement of BC. Similarly, if you take these two sides, then measurement of AC plus measurement of BC will be greater than measurement of AC, and BC will be greater than measurement of AB. And if you take these two sides, then measurement of AB plus measurement of BC is greater than measurement of AC, okay. So these are the three statements which follow this statement of the theorem. So let me read it again. The sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle, okay, the sum of any two sides of a triangle is always greater than the third side, is always greater than the length of the third side. So you are taking two sides, adding them up, and you are saying that it is greater than the third side. We have to prove these three statements. Now we are going to prove this first statement, and this proof of these two is this exactly the same as this one, so it will be enough to prove one of these statement. I will take this statement because it's in your book they have proved this one. In the same way we can prove the second and the third, but we don't need to prove that, okay. That will one will be in more than enough. So let's start the theorem. We are given a triangle ABC only, and we have to prove that the sum of any two sides, for example, if you take these two sides, then the sum of these two sides is greater than this third side BC. And if you take these two sides, then the sum of these two sides will be greater than AB. And if you take these two sides, then the sum of these two sides will be greater than the third side. So if you take any two sides of a triangle, their sum will be greater than the third side. Okay, we are taking the addition of two sides and then we are comparing it with the length of the third side. Okay, it will be greater than the length of the third side. We are adding two sides and comparing it with the length of the side which is other than these two, the third one. So let's start the theorem. Now we are given a triangle only and we are going to prove the relation between these two sides with the third one. So this is the triangle given to us. So in given we have triangle ABC. Okay, and we need to prove that measurement of AB plus measurement of AC is greater than measurement of BC. This is the first statement. The second statement is measurement of AB and AC. I have taken the measurement of AB plus measurement of BC is greater than measurement of AC, and the third statement will be measurement of AC plus measurement of BC will be greater than measurement of AB. Okay, these are the statements that we need to prove, and construction will be, this is what we need to prove. Okay, let me I'm going to prove the first statement, and we don't need to prove these two statements. Okay, we will go for the first statement also, for this first statement only, because that will be enough to prove this theorem. Okay, measurement of AB plus measurement of AC is greater than measurement of BC. Okay, this is the statement I am going to prove. For that we will be needing some construction. Okay, what will be the steps of construction? What you are going to do is you are going to measure AB. Okay, and then you are going to extend this side as much as you get a length which is equal to AB. Okay, if this is AB, take a length equal to AB, take a point D here. Okay, and then join B to D. So it means AD will be the same as AB. Okay, you are going to extend AC. You are going to take a point D on AC. Okay, such that AD and AB are congruent. As they are congruent, therefore angle 1 and angle 2 are also going to be congruent. Name this angle as angle 2 and name this as angle 1. Okay, this is angle 1 and this is angle 2. Okay, so these are the steps of construction. Take, let me write it also, take point D on AC such that AD is congruent to AB. Okay, so if you are trying to prove AB and AC, okay, then you are going to extend one of these sides equal to the other one. Okay, for example, I have extended AC to an extent such that AD and AB are the same. Also name, label the angles and also join D to B. Okay, now let's start the proof. Okay, now in this triangle ADB, angle 1 and angle 2 are going to be congruent. Okay, first let me tell you the summary, then I am going to do all this. What main steps are? First of all, we are going to take this triangle ADB. We will say that angle 2 is congruent to angle 1. Now angle 2 is equal to angle 1. Also this whole angle, okay, angle B, this whole angle DBC, this whole angle will be greater than 1 because it is made up of this angle plus angle 1. Okay, so this whole angle, if I consider this whole angle, this whole angle will be greater than angle 1, but angle 1 and 2 are same, so this angle will be greater than 2 also. Okay, so first we are going to prove that this angle B is greater than angle 2. Then angle B, if B is greater than angle 2, so the side opposite to B is this, in this triangle DBC. This angle is greater than angle 2, so the side opposite to angle B will be this one, DC will be greater than BC, because opposite to BC we have a smaller angle. Okay, and opposite to this angle B we have a longer, opposite to this side we have a greater angle, so this side will be longer than this side. We are going to prove this, and with the help of one more statement that I will tell you later, we will be getting the result. Okay, after this step we will write DC as AD plus AC, AD plus AC, and then we are going to replace AD with AB, because AB and AD were the same, so AB plus AC will be greater than BC. Okay, we'll first prove that DC is greater than BC, okay, by comparing these two angles, and as AD is equal to AB, so writing AD plus AC or AB, this is also AB plus AC is greater than BC. Okay, let me do it, then you will understand it better. First of all, consider triangle, in triangle ADB. Okay, consider triangle ADB. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, because these are the angles opposite to congruent sides. Okay, these are the two congruent sides, so the angle opposite to them are also congruent. Now angle DBC. Okay, we are talking about this whole angle. Okay, DBC, this whole angle. Okay, angle 1 is only this much. Okay, this is angle 1. Now angle DBC is the sum of angle 1 plus this angle, the dotted one. Okay, so measurement of angle DBC is equal to measurement of angle 1 plus measurement of angle ABC. Okay, measurement of angle ABC plus measurement of angle 1, this angle plus this angle give you angle DBC, this whole angle. Okay, so this DBC is this angle. Okay, DBC is this whole angle, and angle 1 plus the dotted one, these two angles make this whole angle, so this angle is equal to the sum of these two angles. Okay, as DBC is the sum of angle 1 plus some extra angle, it means this angle will definitely be greater than angle 1. Okay, angle DBC, this is angle construction postulate, angle addition postulate, sorry. Okay, angle addition postulate means measurement of angle, let me name this as 1. DBC will be greater than measurement of angle 1. Okay, angle DBC will be greater than measurement of angle 1, because it is angle 1 plus some other angle. Okay, this is from 1. Now as DBC is greater than 1, so measurement of DBC will also be greater than angle 2, because of let me name this as 2 and this as 1. Okay, this is 2, and as angle 1 and 2 are congruent, so if DBC is greater than angle 1, then definitely it will also be greater than angle 2, because they are the same angles. Okay, they are equal angles from 1. Now DBC, we are talking about this angle. Okay, this angle DBC. Okay, if I raise this line DBC, okay, DBC, this angle is greater than angle 2. Okay, so the side opposite to DBC is DC. It means that measurement of DC, which is opposite to the greater angle, will be greater than measurement of BC, which is opposite. This angle is smaller than this angle, so this length, which is opposite to the smaller angle, will be shorter than the length DC, which is opposite to the greater angle. Okay, DC is opposite to this angle, so it will be greater, because this angle is greater than this, so the side opposite to angle 2 will be BC. BC is the side opposite to the smaller angle, and DC is the side opposite to the greater angle. So the greater angle has longer side opposite to it, so DC will be greater than BC. This is what I have written here. And this is by theorem. You can say the side opposite to greater angle is longer. Okay, it will be enough to indicate this. This is what we did in theorem 13.1.2. the statement I have already discussed in the beginning. Okay, this was the statement. Now as DC is greater than BC, okay, now DC is the sum of, let me draw AB again. DC is the sum of AD plus AC. Okay, DC can be written as measurement of AD plus measurement of AC from the figure is greater than measurement of BC. This is from the figure. Okay, or we have already constructed that. Okay, construction, from construction. Okay, from construction, AD plus AC is greater than BC. Okay, now I think it's visible. AD plus AC is greater than BC. Let me erase this and write this, the last statement again. Okay, so it is seen clearly. Now DC, measurement of DC is greater than measurement of BC. Okay, we have proved this. I am writing the last two statements again. DC is AD plus AC. Measurement of AD plus measurement of AC. DC is greater than measurement of BC. Okay. Here. Now AD plus AC is greater than BC. This is from construction. Okay, let's move forward. Now AD plus AC is greater than BC. Okay, AD plus AC is greater than BC because we have written DC as a sum of these two, which is very clear from the figure 5. Now this is actually DC. We have split it in the as a sum of these two aside. Now we know that AD, but let us name this as I think we have named up till 3 or 4. Okay, name it as steric. But AD is congruent to AB. Okay, AD is congruent to AB. This is what we did in construction. We had taken AD congruent to AB from construction. Okay, so name this as double steric. Now if I replace AD by AB here, what will we get? Measurement of AB, okay, plus measurement of AC is greater than measurement of BC. Okay, from steric and double steric, and this is what we had to prove. Okay, so this proved the theorem. Let me tell you the summary again. First of all, what we did, we extended side AC such that AB and AD becomes congruent. Okay, when AB and AD became congruent, these two angles were same. This angle 1, which was this one. Okay, angle 1 and 2 are congruent. Now this whole angle DBC is greater than angle 1. As angle 1 and 2 are congruent, so we can say that this whole angle is also greater than angle 2. So from that, as this angle is greater than this one, so the side opposite to this angle was DC. We said that DC is also greater than BC, which was opposite to angle 2. From here, what we did, we just have written DC as the sum of AD plus AC. Okay, and then we replaced AD by AB because in construction we had taken AD congruent to AB. Therefore, as soon as we did replace this AD by AB, because these two lengths were same, so we have proved that this side, the sum of these two sides, AB plus AC, okay, AB plus AC is greater than BC, because instead of AB we were using AD first, then we replaced AD by AB and we got this statement. Okay, so these are the main steps and this completes the theorem.